Hi everyone, my name is Kaylie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay everybody, so it is currently Saturday that I am filming this video, which I am late filming once again, so this probably will not be posted until around 9 o'clock. Love that for me. How was everybody's Valentine's Day? I had a good Valentine's Day. I got woken up with chocolate strawberries and flowers and my favorite Starbucks drink, and then later on while I was getting ready I got surprised with chocolate covered pretzels and more flowers, and then I went out to dinner. Dinner was kind of crap though. They literally ran out of everything even though we had a reservation. That was kind of annoying. But other than that, my Valentine's Day was very good. Alright, so I am going to bring you guys up close. There we go. Okay, so before I start this story time, a quick little rundown that I usually do. Most of these story times are sent in by an anonymous person. For most of the video, I will be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. And I do tell these story times in a first person point of view. If you don't like that, then you can exit out this video. But without further ado, let's get into today's story time. Okay, so story time about how I got caught sneaking out of my house. So a little background information, I was 15 years old and a freshman in high school, and this happened about a month or so before school ended. I honestly had a pretty normal life before this happened. There was nothing exciting or crazy going on, no drama or anything like that, except there was this one junior that I had a huge crush on, and we're going to call him Kevin. Kevin was known for going after freshmen. I mean, we all know that one guy, but I thought he was really interested in me. Why? Because I was stupid. Yeah. Well, with that being said, I was never really allowed to see Kevin because my mom was extremely strict since she had my sister whenever she was 17. I was never really allowed to see him outside of school unless like we were in a big group of people or my mom just didn't know that he was going to be there, or any guy for that matter. So like I said, she had my sister whenever she was 17, so she would never let us go out with boys, be out after dark. She was just super protective. Like, we weren't even allowed to sleep over at our friends for a whole weekend. We were only allowed to sleep over one day out of the week at a friend's house. I felt like I was living in a prison, which I pretty much was, but you know. On the other hand, my dad didn't really care what my sister and I did as long as we weren't like, you know, doing meth on the curb. He didn't care, but he would always agree with my mom because, as he always says, happy wife, happy life. So whatever my mom said kind of, you know, was the overall decision. The worst part was I wasn't even the one that my mom needed to be worried about. My older sister was way worse than I was. And she didn't even care whenever she would get in trouble. So it was like, I don't know, maybe they just didn't want me to be like her. Well, with that being said, Kevin invited me to a party that he was throwing. And of course I knew that I could not tell my mom, or else I would probably be grounded for even asking her if I could go to a freaking party. So what did I decide to do? I decided that for the first time in my pubescent life, I would be a little bit rebellious and sneak out to go to this party. So I invite my friend Anna over and I tell her about the whole plan. And the plan was I was going to sneak out of my house whenever my parents were asleep. That's kind of like the most classic thing you could do when you're sneaking out. I may or may not have looked up a few YouTube videos on how to sneak out, but you know. Anyway, so my bedroom was right above the garage roof, so I decided that I would climb out my window, jump onto the roof, and then jump down, and we would run over to an Uber that was parked at my neighbor's house because sadly I could not drive. The plan was honestly just like perfect. So Wednesday, I decide that I need to find something to wear because the party was on Friday. I really never been to a high school party before, but I also wanted to make sure that this outfit would be hot enough to get the attention of Kevin. Well, eventually I find something that I think will work, but of course, as I am trying it on, who barges in my room without knocking? My mother. I literally had no privacy energy in that house and it was ridiculous. And I literally don't have a top on, no bra or anything. I'm trying on this mini skirt. Anyways, so she comes in my room and she gives me this like stank look. And she was like, where do you think you're going in that skirt? And then she says, better yet, who are you trying to let in that skirt? And I was like, what the fuck? First of all, yeah, that's how my mom was. She always thought that my sisters and I were doing something, having sex, doing drugs. She always thought the worst of us. Love that. Again with the snoring, my dog literally does not stop snoring. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Anyway, so my response was, I was trying it on because Anna said that if I grew out of it, she might want it. So then she rolls her eyes and she's like, well, it doesn't fit, so I think you can give it to Anna. Like, girl, shut up. Nobody asked your opinion in the first place. Go do my laundry or something, period. That sounded a little fucked up, but still. So at that point, I start second guessing my whole entire plan. Like, one time my older sister got caught smoking pot and my mom put her in some weird summer camp for kids with behavioral issues. Like, what the fuck? She also sold my sister's car and got her a bus pass. So I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely nervous. I had to do my eyeliner off camera because I knew it was gonna be a fail if I did it on camera. So anyways, back to the story. So Friday night comes around. I'm super excited, texting Kevin. He's texting me about how excited he is. Anna got a ride to my house after school and we spent most of the day doing random shit. Like, we went swimming for a little bit, we watched a few movies, and Anna had went to a few parties before this, but her parents were kind of strict like mine. She just had the balls to sneak out 24/7 and everything like that. So yeah. Then at 10:30, we decided to finally get ready for this party. We did our makeup, got dressed, but we had pajamas on over our party outfits just because in case my mom barged in like she usually does, we would be prepared. So around 11 o'clock, my parents turned off all the lights and we called the Uber to my neighbor's address. And as we are climbing out my window, we hear a bunch of noises sounding like another window opening, so we stop dead in our tracks. And then all of a sudden, I see that it is my sister and her two best friends who were sleeping over. So she looks at me and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I look at her like, what the fuck are you doing? Because neither of us were supposed to be sneaking out. So don't ask me what I'm doing so you can go and rat to our mom about this. So it turns out that her and I were going to the same party and they were sneaking out at the same time because they saw mine and Anna's Uber pull up at our neighbor's and they thought that it was theirs. So they ended up just canceling their Uber and riding with us. Because if she would have even tried to sneak back into the house, like if she would have made a creak, my mom would have heard it and it wouldn't have been pretty. She probably would have went back to behavioral kids camp. So we all get into Anna's Uber and head to the party. And I'm not gonna lie, this was the first time that my sister and I had actually like hung out. My mom wouldn't really let me hang out with her anyways because she would have always considered the bad kid and I was always considered the goody two-shoes. Well, once we got to the party, I found Kevin. He got me a drink, we started talking. And then he said he wanted us to have some alone time. So what did we do? We went out on the balcony. I thought this kid was going to try and make a move on me, but he didn't. He was literally like a little puss. So I decided that I was going to be the first one to make the move. So as soon as I'm about to kiss him, I hear somebody yell, "Cops are here!" Girl, the one night I decided to sneak out. The one night. This was not in any of the YouTube videos I watched on how to sneak out. So at this point, I am in a full panic mode. All I see is Anna and a bunch of other kids running. So I decide to jump off of a 10-foot, maybe 12-foot up balcony. As we're running through the woods, I see lights flashing behind us. And I hear kids getting grabbed by cops and more sirens. It was just a shit show. And all I can think about is the fact that my mom is going to murder me if I get caught. So I decided to text my sister and ask where the hell she is because she was hooking up with some guy who parents own the house that the party was at. And she goes, "I'm hiding in the attic. Where are you?" Now, as soon as I was about to answer that text, I definitely shouldn't have been texting and running while the cops were running after us, because eventually I slipped and fell into this little creek and I cut my hand really bad on a rock. Love that for me. So while I'm like pretty much bleeding out, I'm also trying to calm Anna down because Anna cannot handle blood. So she's like about to pass out, you know. Well, once we got to the road, I realized I was covered in fucking blood all over me, all over my face. So we decided to call an ambulance, and we thought that, you know, oh, it's okay if we call an ambulance, we can just give them fake names. That's not what happened. You can't just give an ambulance a fake name, I found out, and you can't just give, like, you know, the doctors a fake name. So once the ambulance showed up, I went into shock from how much blood I was losing, and probably because I was also watching all the blood come out. And then I woke up in the hospital a little bit later. Anna was not there, but my angry ass mother was sitting in the chair next to me, and my sister was staring at me smiling because she didn't get caught. She happened to make it home in time, which I don't even know how. I really don't know how, because I could have swore that it only took us like 20 minutes to run to the street and then get to the hospital. I don't know. My mom never found out about my sister, but I was grounded for 2 months and had to wait to drive till I was 17. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story time. If you guys have ever snuck out, let me know down below in the comments. Did you get caught? Did you get away with it? And if you want to share your story, maybe click the link down below in the description to share your story time. But if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, maybe hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to know when I post my next video, make sure to click that bell. But other than that, I will see you guys next Saturday.